What is up, sis? Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, we did a full face. So this is a really wearable fall makeup look that you guys can achieve. So if you're interested in how I achieved it, then just continue to watch. All right, so we know we need that morning coffee to start the day. I'm starting off with bare skin, of course. So let's get into the first product. So I'm starting off with my e.l.f. Holy Hydration Skin Moisturizer. And I love this because it does the job, guys. It's very affordable too. So if you're looking for a quick, affordable moisturizer, this is a go-to. And on it, it claims it's for everyone. So oily skin, dry skin combination, you name it, this is for you. And it's just going to give you that nice hydrated base, set you up for success for your makeup look. So I just applied this all over my skin and instantly my skin felt nice and hydrated. All right, so next I'm going in with some primer. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. And I wanted to use this today because I wanted a flawless base. I wanted a smooth, nice, flawless base. So I did apply it to my T-zone because for me, my T-zone is my problem area. So you can see here that I'm literally focusing it in my T-zone. So the nose, beside the nose, on the sides, my forehead, my chin, just everywhere that I have any type of skin concern, oil production, things like that. So you can see it instantly gives me a really smooth canvas. So for brows, I'm going to use two products, my e.l.f. Brow Lift and then my Revlon Brow Pencil. So we're starting off with that Brow Lift gel and I'm just applying this all over my brows, and this is just going to keep the brows in place. If you're someone who has a lot of brow hairs that go any which way they want, you want to use a brow gel because this is going to tame it in place. So I like to disperse it all over the brow and just really flatten the brow. And here you can see the difference between both brows. One is lifted and one's in its natural state. So all I do is lift the brows and then shape it in place to my desired look. So I really like a nice shaped brow, tamed, all that. One thing I would say is always groom your brows as well. So if you want to tweeze any hairs that are coming through, this really helps with the makeup application and just gives you a more smoother finish. So always tame your brows. That's like number one. But here you can see I'm doing literally the same thing. So we're just dispersing that gel, flattening the brow, and then shaping it with the spoolie. All right, so here I'm taking my Revlon brow pencil and I'm just filling in and really shaping that brow. I do have some sparseness going on, so just taking a brow pencil always does me right. So just filling in any of those sparse areas and really creating that really flawless brow. All right, so we're moving on to foundation. I'm taking my oldie but goodie. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and I'm pairing that with my BK Beauty 101 brush. I've been loving this brush. It's such a really nice foundation brush. So with this, I'm just taking some of that product on the back of my hand, and then we're gonna use dots just so that I can control how much product I'm putting on my face. This is such a game changer, guys, because you can really see how much you're putting on your face. So if I recommend anything is to do that. So here I'm just blending out that foundation, and this is such a perfect match, guys. You can't tell me this is not perfect. Like I love this. I could never not love the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, just applying it in dots and blending it out with my brush. And you can see that I'm using dabbing motions. We don't want to swipe it on the skin. That is going to create streaks, which we want to avoid. So just take your time, dab, put on some music, sis. Do something that you can just get this process done. I feel like blending is such an underrated step. People always feel they need to like go through it very fast. Honestly, just take your time. It will get done. So I did apply some to my forehead as well. And then using the remaining product, I did go over my nose area. So again, I always say this, your nose area doesn't need a full pump of foundation. Just use what's on the brush to cover your nose. All right, so for concealer, we're going in with the Maybelline Superstay Concealer, and I'm just going to apply this in all the areas I normally apply. So I like to start off with underneath my eyes, and I did want a lifted look today, so we're going to apply it on the sides. And you can see here I did apply it on my nose as well. That's going to act as our nose contour later. So here I'm just blending it in, and I didn't show the brush, but this was my I believe it was the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I love this brush. It's such an easy go-to concealer brush and super affordable for beginners. And I don't think I mentioned, guys, today I'm actually using all drugstore products. If you haven't noticed yet, everything I use is from the drugstore, so super affordable for my beginners. But yeah, here I'm just blending out that concealer, just making sure to keep it in the areas I applied it and just taking my time again with blending. This just really allows the makeup to obviously come out flawless. So I'm applying it to my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and my chin to complete this concealer process. So I decided to keep the clips really clear so that you can see how I am blending. Honestly, guys, blending is it takes time. So just take your time. With blending out, you want to just make sure you're keeping it in the areas it needs to be. For example, the forehead, you just want to keep it right above the brows. This is just going to create that illusion of light hitting your face. And then before I move on with the concealer, I did take a flat brush to just shape up my brows and conceal my eyelids. So here you can see I'm shaping up the brows. I do this all the time. You guys know this step. This just gives a really, groomed and finished look to your brows. So I applied it on my eyelids and just blended it out. All right, so we're moving on to the cheeks. So this is the CoverGirl True Blend blush. This is their cream blush, and I'm pairing it with my BK Beauty 113. And we're just applying this to the cheeks. This is just going to add a flush of color to the cheeks. I feel like blush is such a I love blush in a makeup look. It just screams girly. It doesn't need to be blinding. You don't need to do the most with your blush. It can be a subtle blush, and that's what I love about this blush right here. It just gives such a nice subtle flush of color. Now I did go in with a little bit more because I personally just like a little bit more. So I just added one more layer, which is again really good. You have that option to build it if you want. So again, I went in with one more layer and just completed that blush look. And then taking my e.l.f. concealer brush, I just went over the edges to just blend those two together. So for setting powder, I'm taking my Makeup Revolution Banana Setting Powder, and I'm taking a velour puff, and we're gonna be using this to set. So before going in with setting, I did take my brush and just blended out the creases. This is just going to make sure you don't set those creases. I feel like this is such a number one thing that people complain about, which is the creasing. And the question is, did you blend out your concealer before setting? So always do that. That's like super important. So here I'm just applying that setting powder to my under eyes. I'm also going to apply it to my eyelids as well to set the lids and right underneath the brows as well. And that's just going to ensure that there is no oil production or anything like that. So just set everywhere you applied that concealer. All right, so we're looking a bit ghostly, but trust me, it comes together. Trust the process, sis. So we're going in with some bronzer today. I did take my NYX Buttermelt bronzer, and I love this bronzer, guys. If you're a woman of color, darker complexion, this is such a really good bronzer. I did pair it with my BK Beauty 111 brush. So we're gonna dip into that, and let me tell you guys, be careful, because this is super pigmented. I was shocked, guys. I forgot how pigmented it is, so just be careful because it comes out hard. So I'm just taking the remaining that was on the brush. I didn't even dip again, and we're just gonna bronze the outer area of the face. Now, bronzing just helps to bring back just a nice warmth to your skin. When you put on foundation, powder, all those things, you do tend to get rid of that natural dimension in your skin. So I'm just going in with that. And then to clean up and just give me a more sharper cheekbones, I went in with my setting powder and just did some reverse contouring, and that's just really carving out that cheek. If you guys tell me I don't have any cheekbones going on, you are crazy, because I see it. This technique really helps to just carve out your cheekbones. So going in with the same powder and just an angled brush, I'm going to do my nose contour. And again, I think I went in with a bit too much here, but this is just going to carve out the nose and just give me the illusion of a slimmer nose. So all you can see I'm doing is just going down the sides of my nose. I do like to blend it into my brows as well for that natural look. But again, here you just want to take your time with blending. All right, so you're probably looking like, girl, what is going on? Nothing's blended. So I'm going in with my Black Radiance Soft Focus finishing powder, and I'm pairing that with my BK Beauty 102 powder brush. And this is what's going to bring everything together, guys. This is your finishing powder. This is what's going to finish the look, finish your face, and make everything look blended together. So all I'm doing is applying this everywhere, and when I mean everywhere, I mean everywhere. This is what's going to create the illusion of just everything blending well together. You can see it coming together even as I applied this to my face. So all you want to do is just apply everywhere. And a finishing powder is normally soft milled. It's not too heavy, so you're not going to get that cakey feeling. So now I'm going in with some powder blush. This is my NYX Buttermelt blush, and I'm gonna pair that with my BK Beauty brush. This is the 103 tapered brush, and we're just gonna apply this blush over the cream blush that we applied. And this is just going to set our blush in place. Blush is normally the first thing to disappear throughout the day, especially if you just go in with a powder blush. So people like to go in with a cream or liquid blush first, and then set it with a powder blush. So that's what I did today. All right, and now we're moving on to the eyes. So I did take my Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. Forget the actual name of this, but I'll leave it in the description box below. Such a beautiful neutrals palette, and I'm pairing that with my BK Beauty Core Extension eye brushes. So we used all 4 brushes today. So I'm dipping into that orange shade and using this as my transition color. So your transition color is the color that the rest of the colors blend into. This is like, I guess another word for it is your base color for your eyeshadow, and your base color is always a flesh tone shade. So keep that in mind, something that is really close to your natural complexion. So for me, I like to use any type of orange based shade. So I'm going in with the crease brush and taking a deeper brown shade for my crease. So your crease is exactly that where the fold is. So you can see here, I'm just applying that to my crease, and the brush I use, you can see, is a bit more tapered and smaller. That's usually the case for your crease. So you just want to just use windshield wiper motions to go back and forth with that crease shade. And I did focus it on the outer V as well to give that smoky eye illusion. We were going for a more smoky brown eye today, so I really wanted to just focus on getting that smoky look. So I did focus it in my outer V a little bit more. All right, and then I went back in with my transition shade brush and just made sure that those two shades are blended seamlessly together. This is what you want to do. Just keep going back and forth and making sure both shades are blended. Now I'm taking the flat brush in that palette and dipping back into that brown shade, and I'm just going to apply this all over the lids as well. Like I said, I was going for a brown smoky eye, so typically it looks like I just applied one shade, but this is honestly the process to make it look like it's smoked out. So you want to start with your transition shade, your crease, and then your lids. And then here I'm going back in with my crease brush and just making sure that everything is blended. And again, my transition brush too, just to make sure everything's blended. So it's a process, guys. You just want to keep going back and forth with the blending. Now I'm going to take that smaller brush. It's honestly considered like a pencil brush, and we're just going to dip into the brown shade and apply it to our bottom lash line. This is what completes the look, guys. You never want to skip your bottom lash line. That completes the eyeshadow look. And then I'm going to take the same brush and just apply that gold shade to the inner corners. I did want a pop of just shimmer in my inner corners, so I did apply that as well. So guys, I haven't been doing any liner, so we're gonna do some liner today. I did do a quick cat eye. Honestly, guys, I always skip this, but today I was feeling a bit, I don't know, I wanted to play in makeup today, so I decided to go with a nice cat eyeliner, and I haven't done this in a while, so I'm shocked that it came out perfect. You don't need to do this step, but I felt like it was such a good addition to this eye look. Let me know if you want a detailed eyeliner tutorial. I feel like I haven't done one of those in a while, so if you're interested in an eyeliner or anything eyes, let me know in the comment section below. All right, and then I'm taking my Essence Kajal pencil, and we're just going to apply this to the lash line. So this is just going to complete the eyeliner look. What you do to the top, you always want to do to the bottom. So I just applied this in my waterline. All right, and then to complete the eye look, you want to top it off with your lash of choice. So I did go in with these lashes here. I honestly forget the name. I got them from my beauty supply store, but these are such nice dramatic lashes that really gave a finishing touch to this look. You can go in with mascara if you want. If you're not a lash girly, do what you need to do that works for you. So to finish off, I'm taking some mascara, and we're just going to apply this to the top and bottom lashes to complete the eye look. Love, love, love how this eye look came out, by the way. All right, eyes are complete. So let's move on to finishing up the eyes. I think I did do a bit more in the inner corner just to finish the eye, but let's move on to lips. So I'm taking my Revlon Color Stay Multi Liner, and I'm pairing that with my e.l.f. gloss, and we're just gonna use these two as a duo. So I'm starting off with my lip liner to line my lips, and I love this lip liner because it is multi-benefited. You can use it for your eyes, for your brows, whatever the case is. And I love that on the other side it does come with a brush, so you're able to use that brush to just feather out your lip liner if you want. But such a super affordable multi-liner that you can use for multiple uses. Again, all drugstore products, all affordable. Everything that I use today is linked in my description box below. Use my codes, guys. But yeah, I really, really love this pencil. So here I'm just applying my e.l.f. lip gloss, and this just gave such a beautiful chocolate look that just matched the eyes. Everything just came together. I was in a brown mood. My top was brown, everything brown. So we're just gonna finish up the look with my Makeup Revolution Superflex Hold Setting Spray and just set everything in place. I did take my velour puff to just pat that in, but that is about it for this look. I love how it came out, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is such a beautiful fall inspired makeup look. Had fun recording and creating this look for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.